Okay, so this is part 2 of my banking project, banking project. So I've ended in withdraw, if I remember correctly. Okay, and now I'm going to start with this function. The function gets previous transaction, and the very first line we have a if statement, which includes a conditional statement, previous checking bigger than 0. Now this is called a conditional statement because it's a statement that comes with a condition. The condition is the previous checking is bigger than 0, and 0 being the value and previous checking being the variable. And then from the conditional statement we get a result. We have a system that prints ln to print the deposit of a previous checking. So previous checking plus the string right here, we will output the deposited value of the previous checking. The next is else if, or conditional statement, previous saving this time, which is bigger than 0, and that conditional statement states that with a variable that is bigger than the value 0, and in the body, which the output as a result of the conditional statements bigger than 0. So if else previous saving is bigger than 0, we output a deposited saving value. And else if, again, also once again another conditional statement, previous checking smaller than 0, and this whole thing, if else statement, can easily be a switch statement too. But this, in the else if statement, it is smaller than 0, we output the system that outprints ln. It reprints the withdraw plus math.abs, the absolute value of the previous checking value. So math.abs, that is a function that comes from the math library, absolute value. So math is a class. Okay, and else if, another conditional statement smaller than 0, the previous saving smaller than 0, we output print ln the value of a previous saving, the absolute value of the previous saving. Now here it says come.company.bank. It said right here, but it comes from this variable comes from this banking project that I'm building right here. And then the next is else, my else scope here, and the else, we have the output system that outprint ln, and we have the print string library. The print ln function comes from the print string library, and java.io.print string. So, and this is the function print ln function within the library, and the string right here, it says print the string and then terminates the line, and we terminate the line because of the ln part. If there were no ln, it will not terminate the line. If I hover my mouse right here, it doesn't show, but it shouldn't terminate any line, but here it will terminate the line. So that's the difference between print ln and print. The next function, we have show menu. The show menu function is just show the menu, like what I did right here. That's the menu. It will show this menu, or actually we show welcome. You show welcome. Welcome was, you're like, yeah, there you go, that's the one. The customer name XYZ, that's the name, and your ID customer ID. This is the customer ID right here, and that's the comment your ID is. We added a customer ID variable. And the next line, system.out println, which has a \n as an argument, the end of line, the next line character. This is the next line character. The next line will be the do while loop, and it's a big do while loop, so it starts from line 148 and ends at the line 201. It's a very big do while, and it has a conditional statement which has a option variable that is comparing itself with the value big A. The value big E is an option that will be, it's a possible option that will be typed by the user. So if the option is not E, this is what will be happening inside the do while. So inside the do while, we have system.out, we have all this data right here. So as long as it is not chosen by the user, this will still be displayed on the screen. So in the case A, let me see my time. Yeah, in the case A, we have a system.out. It comes from the module Java database. Like I said before in the previous lecture, I talked about how java.lang is a package within the module Java database, and within the package java.lang we have a class system. Yeah, so this is the system.out println. It will output a lot of dash here. This is in the condition after the user inserts choose A. If it choose A, this will be displayed, this screen will be displayed. Check balance, it will display this screen, check balance. That's what it will show right here. And the next line, system.out println, we have a balance. Yeah, the same thing right here is the whole system.out println. And we go, the next line is the break statement, the break line of codes. The line 170, we have case B. That's the option where the user will choose B. So if he choose B, he should get a deposit option. At the deposit option, we should get an option that prompts the user to enter the amount to deposit, and it is demonstrated by these 3 lines of codes, system.out println. And each time, if, like I said, always say before, if this println wasn't there, this line of code will have appeared at the same line, which is why I've always put println right here. So yeah, this is the option right there. And the next line, we have the int amount. We have the amount that is assigned with the scanner that's next int. This will be the amount variable is assigned with the function next int, the next int function. The next int function is part of the scanner object. The scanner object right here. So this is what it does, the next int. And the next line of code, it's deposit, the function deposit, which has the amount, variable amount within the function called deposits. So the function call will call this deposits function up there somewhere right here. So if we call this function, so we leave that code to call this function. Now let me go back to my, I think I was right there. Let's go up there. Yeah, the line 175. So we call this function and we will execute everything in the function deposit after getting the amount inserted by the user. And this is where the scanner comes in. The scanner that ain't it. We prompt the user to type any value, like maybe if he inserted 130, this line of code will capture the amount inserted by the user, and that amount will be captured by the deposit function call. Now after that, we have a system.out that prints ln, which has a \n, the ends of line. Yeah, the ends of line as a variable. So after that, we break. The next one is case. The case C, that's the option where the user inserts C, and the C option is the withdraw. So the withdraw, we have system.out print ln, enter an amount to withdraw. So yeah, that it will execute all these 3 lines of codes after the user chose the case on the choice C. It will prompt the user enter an amount to withdraw, and once again the computer will just capture anything the user type. The scanner that next int we capture it, and we insert the value to the variable amount 2, and the amount 2 will be is one of the variable, is one of the variable within the withdraw function. The withdraw function has the variable amount 2. The reason why we're not using the same variable here with that amount right here is to separate these two, is to not confuse these two together. So that is why I'm using 2 different value right here, 2 different variable. Now for the next case, case D, that will be the option where for the previous transaction. So when the user type the D, the choice D, it will be it will show the screen, and then it will prompt, we will get a get previous transaction. It will have a get previous transaction function call. It will call this function, and it will execute whatever code is inside the get previous transaction. So if you go to the get transaction like I did previously, it will execute all this line of code. So it will output every single value that was there before, the previous check-in value, the previous saving value, and even the withdrawing value. And it will come with the condition. It will just output it with the condition. So if you go down right here in case D, this is what will happen. So let me run it, and it should show right here. Let me demonstrate. If I type, I'm the user right now, if I put D, it should give the previous value that I had before. You should save it. But now there is no transaction because I don't have database to say all my data, but let's insert any value. For example, if I go to B, if I want to deposit on 2023 to the checking account, or if I want to insert 500 to my savings accounts, we should get those previous value. So if I could see, we should get the value of checking and saving accounts. So the checking account should be 123 and the saving account should be 500. So yeah, you see deposits. So why not, it only shows the checking account, which is fine. So this is what it shows. Let's see if it will work for 600 savings. Let's see saving. See D. I'm gonna go to D. Okay, it only outputs 123. So basically what the option display is only display the value for the checking account. So let me change the checking account value. B. So amounts like 6,000. If I add to my checking account, so 6,000 should be displayed now. So yeah, 6,000 displaying. So yeah, this is what it does. So it will get the previous transaction for the checking account. So that's what it does in this line of codes. So yeah, it's been 16 minutes, so I better stop right there. So next time I will continue with the codes.